Alright, good afternoon. Welcome back to Three Swords Gaming, and I am very pleased because we are going to be returning to our 0 to 0 playthrough. So I had previously done this, right? And truthfully, I accomplished everything in 0 to 0 that I intended to accomplish. And nothing in that capacity has changed. I think we still have all the quality of life features on this count that we want to have. I don't think SotO changed anything on that. I don't think it added anything that we haven't already acquired through the story playthrough that was like of particular importance. While playing through the story, we conducted like the 4 clicks required to get Weapon Master. So there we are, like we're all caught up in terms of quality of life now. So as I return to 0 to 0, I'm not looking to add anything in terms of quality of life because I don't think there's really anything to add. Instead, I want to set some goals just to increase what our account is capable of, what our account is doing, and to kind of have some fun setting goals and achieving goals. So most of those I've already laid out for myself. I got them written down. I'm going to go over them and kind of set the table for what I'm looking to do on this second installment or second session or what will you of 0 to 0, which of course is a little bit of a play on words versus the 0 to hero thing, because I have no aspirations of reaching quite that level of heroicness. But I do enjoy kind of building up my counts. It's why I have several alt counts. Is I enjoy kind of watching them progress. That's a part of the fun for me. So let's do that with this account. So, what are our goals going to be for this playthrough on 0 to 0? The second part of 0 to 0, which I will call the zeroing, right? Why not? That's like a radio, right? You Z it out. We're going to Z out this account, except we're not going to actually Z out the account because that would mean that we basically erase it. And we don't actually want to do that. That's a reference that no one will get unless they, deal with military comms. Putting all that aside, what are we going to try and achieve? Well, we are going to try to raise our mastery point number. Now, again, I have all the masteries that I think are like necessary for quality of life. But let's raise that number so that when we're walking around Lion's Arch, instead of being the guy who has, as people click on us, it's like, oh, what does this person have? What does this person have? We're not going to reach 509 there, like that person. But how about, since we're currently at 192, let's aim for 300, right? There's a nice round number, gives us a goal to work towards. So what are we demonstrating by doing that? We're demonstrating how to target and progress mastery points. Now, some of them are going to be pretty easy because we have some mastery points through gameplay built up. Here we got 7, 14, 17, 15, 24. Are we sitting on 24 End of Dragon's mastery points that we haven't used? So really, we're not going to have to hunt for that many mastery points from the looks of things. Maybe a little bit in like Secrets of the Obscure or Central Tyria, but mostly it's just going to be grinding out that master bar. Just the same, let's aim for 300. Now, included in that are a few things that we don't currently have. I don't consider them quality of life because I don't think that they make that big of a difference in terms of like actual gameplay, in terms of enjoying the game on a day-to-day basis. But they are fun and interesting things, and that's a few additional mounts that we don't have, or mount capabilities that we don't have. So for example, right now we do not have Roller Beetle, we do not have the Turtle, we also don't have Griffin, but I have no desire to pursue Griffin. I think Griffin was rendered completely irrelevant by Skyscale. Griffin can be fun for people who enjoy Griffin, that's great, but I really have no desire to pursue it on any account other than my main because it just isn't. Like, for me, it just doesn't add anything at all. It's not worth 250 gold, that's for sure. But let's get Roller Beetle, let's get Turtle, and let's add the underwater capability to our Skimmer. And that right there is going to comprise a number of master points. That's going to push us well over 210 or so. Just getting those things. So, masteries to 300. We're going to add a couple of mounts. We're going to increase the capability of our Skimmer mount. I want to complete all of the return to achievements. And that's actually going to give us, and this isn't really my primary thing here, it is going to give us a legendary amulet here, so we can replace this particular Ascended amulet with a legendary, whether it's on this character or another. Sorry, I'm recovering from a little bit of illness here. I don't really care about the legendary that much, but it is going to be fun to go back through and all these return twos, finish them up. Some of them are going to be very easy. In fact, some, just by virtue of our story playthrough, are like actually done. Look at that. Champions done. Jormag Rising actually very, very close. Others, we're going to have a lot to do, including Steel and Fire, where we didn't really do anything because I skipped Steel and Fire in the story playthrough. I didn't think it really added anything to the story playthrough. And I still stand by that. But in order to complete this, we're going to have to go back through. We're going to have to cover all that. So this is the only spot where we're actually going to have to do like a story-ish thing. All good and fine. So we got all that's going to be associated, with all this stuff. Plenty to do there. Oh, that one's actually done too. But lots to do on the Return to achievements. I'm looking forward to that. I have another achievement that I would like to complete, which is Fashion Forward, right? So the next level of our Guild Wars 2 playthrough should facilitate a little bit of Fashion Wars. Right now at 440 total skins, we're a little bit anemic in that regard. Don't get me wrong, I got a couple characters that I like the way they look. But why not get some more, right? Why not double the number of skins we have available and then some? So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go for that achievement of 1,000 skins unlocked. Truthfully, that's not really all that hard. Like, we could probably do that this afternoon. Maybe not in the time I have available today, but certainly if I had a little bit more time, in a couple hours, we could easily reach that just by use of the trading post and the gold that we already have. What are we sitting on here? 162. We didn't generate a lot of gold to do story playthrough. Story playthrough doesn't tend to generate gold. But easy, right? Easy to get skins. Now, among that, though, there are some specific things that I would like to unlock when it comes to skins. And I'm sure we'll think of a few more that we really want, and we'll pursue those. But one of them that I definitely want is the armor for Revenant. So when Heart of Thorns launched and Revenant was introduced, they introduced a special set of armor that went along with that, and you can acquire it by virtue of some achievements. It's the same set of armor that Ritlock wears in the story when you're progressing through Heart of Thorns. I think it's a great set of armor, and because it's achievement associated, I would enjoy going through and unlocking that set of armor as part of the, 560 skins that we're going to have to unlock. Why not make 6 of them the Revenant armor? So that's what we're going to do. Actually, I wonder if... Yeah, 6. Yeah. So that's going to be among them. Also included in that is going to be at least one elite spec weapons. So if we go to collections and we go to specialization collections, now we got a few that we've actually made a tiny bit of progress on. But I would like to fully complete one elite spec weapon, and it's not necessarily going to be Guide for the Lost or Crush It or Crushing Weight just because I'm closest to those. We'll pick one that's actually pretty cool, and we'll work towards that. Oh, here's actually there's one piece of the Revenant armor right there. So yes, at least one elite spec weapon. I wouldn't want to do all of them. In fact, I still don't have all of them, even on my main account. I'm still missing 2. I've just been lazy about getting those last 2 End of Dragons. Which, fortunately, disappointingly, but fortunately, I guess, they didn't add any with Secrets of the Obscure, introduced no elite specs. So I don't have to worry about 9 more to chase. So very quickly, I can have those last 2 on that account. But on this account, let's start with chasing 1 before we chase, 3 times 9 classes, 27? Yeah, chasing 27 feels like a lot. Let's chase 1 to start with. I actually want to do something a little bit weird, and we'll probably just... Well, in fact, we're going to be doing all this stuff across a variety of characters. So unlike the original 0-0, when I did everything on this character, and then the story playthrough, where I did everything on one character as well, from this point going forward, I'll still continue to do the story playthrough on one character, but for 0-0, we'll mix it up. We'll use a bunch of different tunes. I have a variety of tunes on this account now. We'll bump a couple of them up to level 80. I got the booster here, which I need to use so I can get it out of that inventory slot, and I got a whole bunch of tomes from before they changed the login rewards that we might as well put to use. So we'll bump a couple characters up to level 80, and we will pursue a whole bunch of stuff. That way, one of those things is going to be, I've never done this on any account, and I'm kind of curious about it, the character adventure guide. Excuse me. I want to go all the way through and unlock everything on it on one character. I don't know that it's super compelling. I don't know that it's particularly interesting. But I've never actually done it. And I'd love to just see that on one character, complete it all the way through. I'd like to get 2 crafting professions up to 400. Okay, and ultimately, big time, long-term goal I have is to max out all crafting on all my accounts. But that's like crazy long-term goal. And I'm in no rush to do that, this week. However, we'll get a couple of them to level 400 on this account. That shouldn't be, honestly, isn't like a real big muscle movement, really. But that may set the table for something else that we may or may not do. A couple more achievements that I would like to complete is Fractal Adept and Fractal Initiate, right? So we're actually pretty close on Initiate. What do we need here? We need scale 21, scale 22. We'll be done with that. And then Adept, we need a few more. But on the previous 0-0, the goal was just be able to play up through Fractal 50. We achieved that by getting the necessary Ascended gear and getting Agony Resistance slotted. No problem. Now we might as well go back through and actually complete every level up through 50. I still don't possess a particular desire to push up to T3 and T4 just because I generally don't play a lot of T3 and T4. Not that I'm not capable. Certainly I'm capable of T3, and on my main account I've completed most T4s. It has more to do with it's a level of effort that I kind of just get exhausted putting forward. I really like my video gaming to be like super chill and not trying particularly hard, which is kind of the whole point of this series in the first place. So we're not going to touch T3 and T4. We're just going to continue to round out T1 and T2. Then there's one more thing that I'm probably not going to do, if I'm being honest. But maybe I will. We will see. We will make an evaluation at a later point in time, and that is complete a legendary weapon. Now, certainly it's something that we're capable of doing, and with the login rewards offering, with this Wizard's Vault, the new overhauled login system, offering the, did I already buy it on accident? Where's the, no, it's down here. Legendary Weapon Starter Kit. We have the opportunity to very easily get started on a legendary, and I would love to highlight that as soon as I'm done getting bounced around here. But the map completion, I'm a little iffy on. Not sure I really want to go through the pain of map completion. I think this is the character that I'm closest to on that. What are we actually at? 19%. So the idea of having to do a minimum of 80% on map completion to finish the job, which I'm kind of doing right now while I'm talking, but I'm doing it in a very lazy, haphazard fashion. I don't know that feels particularly good because it's not fun to watch. It's not necessarily fun to do. I don't know that anybody's winning with that. So we can call that TBD. The legendary thing, because I just don't know. It's not even the gift of battle. I don't mind the gift of battle too much. It's really the map completion. Feels like it just won't be a lot of fun. Let's see. Is this? What about my story playthrough character? Actually, story playthrough character is at 22%, so we would need to do 78%. What about this one? Yeah, 10%. And these others are going to be far less. Yeah. What? This one's not even repping a guild. Shameful. Yeah, so those are our goals. Should we and let's get, 4,000. Let's push to 5,000 AP. Let's let's make an AP goal as well. Again, I truly do not care about achievement points at all. Like absolutely zero. However, to demonstrate the process of like targeting, pursuing, and completing achievement point goals, why don't we set an achievement point goal? So we'll set it at 5,000. So those are going to be our goals for the 0 zeroing, and we're going to go ahead. I got a little bit of time this afternoon. I don't have a ton of time, but I do have a little bit of time. So let's charge forward and begin on some of this stuff. And why not start by actually. Do we want to use this? I don't feel like it's a waste to use it on a level 16 character just because that's 15 levels worth that we don't necessarily need to boost. Let's go complete a couple more events on this character. And in the process of doing so, get it a little bit closer to level 20. And we'll just use some tomes on this character. This could be... I'm going to have to pick a character. Now, I might use like a brand new character for the adventure guide. Just because it'll be kind of interesting to start that like from absolute zero. Whereas like I'm sure this one already, yeah, is like basically done. It's only got one thing left in tier 1. Got a few things done in tier 2. That would be kind of interesting to just do with a brand spanking new character. Why am I wielding a staff? Ah, gross.
I could outrun a centaur.
We need to find an event. That's what we need to do. We don't need to be doing no hearts. That's not efficient. Oh, and below. I don't even know what that means.
You have met your last dragon. Another personal victory.
Oh, this hammer is terrible. I have no idea what's on this character. None. Apparently a staff. See that. See if we can get to the Joko invasion. That's 100% an event. Wonder how far away that is. The way the X's are moving in relation to each other, it feels like it's probably not far. Oh yeah, right underneath us. Too bad we don't have good weapons. Oh no! Yeah, I should look at, well, you know what, it's irrelevant. If we're going to use oh no. If we're going to use tomes to strengthen this character, then there's no point in worrying about what equipment it has until it's at level 80. Was that it for that one? That's weird. Why wasn't there a... Oh, maybe this is it over here. Maybe they just got lost. They got pulled away from their little portal.
Oh, someplace new. They'll have to hit much harder.
So I do love the Wizard's Vault.
I feel good.
I don't care what anyone says. I think they did a great job. Is it perfect? No. Is it really good? Yeah, I really think it is. I think it is pretty darn good. Oh no. Ah. Unfortunate. Are we straight gonna wipe to this guy?
Replenishing.
Man, this character's terrible. Again, no point in stressing over it now. We'll push it a couple levels higher and then just use tomes. And then quickly try to get Herald. And start chasing that... man, did we miss that last one? No, there's still more going. Start working on the Revenant armor, which I am quite excited about, if I'm being honest.
Time to do some real damage. Replenishing.
I think it's great armor. It's kind of a shame when like really, really good armor is really commonplace, and so people kind of get turned off to it because it's very common. Like, and I understand why. When something's very common, like, it loses part of its charm, right? But man, when it's good, it's good. I actually feel that way about like what used to be the human light armor, like starting armor.
Time to do some real damage.
It remains one of my favorite sets. It's no longer the starting armor, of course. They changed that for reasons.
Is it just me or
But I do think it's like good.
mine?
I do
All
quite like it.
mine.
Did that give us our events? Nice. Happy times. Happy times. We're actually almost to that legendary box, which I guess we'll go ahead and unlock when the time comes. When we get 45 more astral acclaim. Or as Muckluck calls it.
Can I help you?
I would love to see you fishing.
Follow me. There's plenty of grubs.
That's a weird thing to say. There's one thing I love, it's women fishing. I suppose that's like a thing for some people, isn't it? Is that a thing? I bet it's a thing. I don't know. Not my thing. That doesn't mean it's not a thing. Huh, okay. Where we at? You know what? When we reach level 19, we'll use tomes. What is that, 61 tomes? Or actually... we'll use 60 tomes, push to level 79, and we can gain another level just by running this character down to ore. Which is beneficial to do anyway. I was trying to make sure like every level 80 character has access to ore. Get down there and get whatever they need to get.
I need more grubs before I can fish.
Alright.
Slay them and bring me their remains.
Man, brutal. Slay grubs. Here, come over in here and hit these, dude. No? Alright. I wonder if I grab the troll runestone, if it's going to trigger the troll. Should we find out? That used to be such a big deal. So, it was not a good time in the game, in my opinion, when like the Queensdale Champ train was like a thing that was happening. I didn't consider it good for the game in the slightest. Though some folks were like very, very keen on it, right? And I get why. It was rewarding, and it was completely brain dead, and it was brain dead in a way that like felt good for folks. Totally understand all that.
Before I can fish.
However,
Bring me their remains.
I didn't think it was like good gameplay, even a little bit. But if you grabbed that troll runestone like out of sequence and you threw the train off, oh man, people,
Time to
sorry
do
buddy,
some real
my bad,
damage.
people would get real upset. Not like a little bit upset, real upset. Which is kind of funny. I mean, like, I get it. Like, if you're savvy to what everyone else in the group is doing, then ruining that for them is not a good thing to do. It's not. If you're deliberately trying to ruin other people's fun, that's not cool. But if by happenstance, particularly if it's like a new player or something, by happenstance, that their little little train of like mindless gameplay, one step up from AFK farming gets disrupted.
Well, it wouldn't say
Like,
no to more grubs, but I think
come
I'm
on,
about
man.
ready.
It'll be okay. Like, no one's gonna die from that. And the level, similar to like Coiled Watch, where people trying to complete the story were disrupting other people who just wanted to like farm champs, and that was like a point of massive contention. Come on, man. Crazy stuff. All right, let's get this character level 80 real quick. Let's do that. Oh, I got a letter. I love letters. What is this? Oh, yeah, the letter that always comes after you do an Awakened Invasion about the Awakened Invasions, which I guess was probably by design, right? I suppose that they did that on purpose. Oh, you know what? While we're here,
Sweet, sweet loot.
might as well, I guess.
Threshold achieved.
Ah, oh, there we go. One skin closer, I guess. Alright, yeah, while we're here... hey buddy. I don't remember... Oh, you know what? It's Devona. Ooh, no, you know what? Nope. Negatron. I got so many armor boxes in storage that... Not here, but in, let's see. How much are these? Is it 20 per level of these? Let's get rid of these. That's 9 levels, almost. So 51 of these. Right? Is my math off? I bet you it's off. 41, that's enough to level our, or to raise our thief to level 80. Should be enough, like almost exactly enough. And then we can use the boost on a third character. So we'll have 3 characters at level 80 here in the next, maybe not today. I got about 20 minutes left, but in the very near future in terms of gameplay. Easy peasy. Let's see. It's one of the most obnoxious things you can stumble across. And fortunately, we're out in the open world, right? So we can kind of hide. In fact, we can come back in the cave and do it if we wanted. Here, we'll come back in the cave. So that we don't, people don't have to witness our shame as we level this character up using tomes as writs or whatever they're called. Scraps of nonsense. What are they called? Writs. Writs of experience. We'll come in here and hide out. When you're at the bank and suddenly, like, people are just exploding with experience, and it makes, like, the little dinging noise, and they got the... If you look at our character here, got, like, little sparkles happening around us and stuff. It's, like, mildly annoying. Especially since you can't consume all. So sadly, the process of consuming 170 writs and 51 tomes is going to be a little bit painful. There is a way of exchanging the writs. I forget who does that. Is it Miani who does that? Trade the writs for... It almost would have been worth taking the time to do that, huh? Well, we're nowhere near Alliance Arch, and I don't have a VIP area on this account. Maybe we will buy a VIP area for this account. Should we do that? We have gems. That's not part of 0-0, but when I bought the expansion, because this is the account that I use for streaming and making videos, I did... Oh. I did buy a bunch of gems as well. I got the ultimate version so that I would have gems. So we have gems. We could get a VIP area. I don't think most of them are actually worth the gems, though. The only one that I'm particularly keen on is Mistlock Sanctuary. And it's truthfully debatable whether or not that's even worth the gems, if I'm being quite honest.
Welcome to Big Time. Population.
Yeah, that's going to leave us at 79. And change. Perfect. Now all this stuff, which honestly is like almost irrelevant. Because we will grab some new armor and we will replace all this. In fact, it really doesn't matter what I select. It's one nice thing that they kind of, with the actual like level 80 boost, which I have a lot of strong opinions on the boost in general. But one of the nice things about it is it removes this process. You don't have to sort through all this stuff because it doesn't give you all this stuff. You just skip right past it. Need to check our inventory here in a second. We're not doing that bad actually. Oh wow, that is incredibly good luck. If I'm being honest, that's really good luck. So these days, Celestial is not all that expensive. Buy more at the trading post. It's a gold 5. I remember when this die was incredibly expensive. But just the same, to just get Celestial from a level up die, like statistically speaking, that's great luck. It is a really nice die, if I'm being honest. I'm a big fan of Celestial. There are whiter dyes if you're looking for a white, just like there are some, it used to be that Abyss was like the darkest or the blackest dye. Now it no longer is. I think Shadow Abyss is like still the darkest one, and probably will remain so for the foreseeable future. Like the what is it, like Frostbite or something is probably gonna stay the whitest, and Shadow Abyss will probably stay the blackest. Just 'cause I can't imagine anything, really like trumping either of those in those areas.
Shiny.
See, which way do we actually need to go? We're not actually doing ourselves any favors here in terms of getting to ore. Yeah, we're not. We should have actually gone over. Although, truthfully, we'll start that run from Lion's Arch. Should we just... Yeah, we'll go ahead and head to Lion's Arch. Yay. Go team. Okay. Oh yeah, we're working on this. Painful. Painful. What are we at? Level 52. We're getting there. Oh, you know what we should do? In fact, let's do it. As long as we're here. I could churn you. That is a weird thing to say to another.
Not now.
I was about to say another human being, but I don't think it was said to another human being. Another sentient being. True as it may be. Ooh, what do we get from that die? Maybe we'll get Abyss from that die. $67. We're getting there. You know what? For our purposes, let's not. I was going to deposit some stuff into the guild bank. Because I share, across all my accounts, I share the sigils of nullification. But we're keeping everything in this account. It's not bad. We got 2 rare dies on 2 drops. Which is amazing. It's not abyss, but it's pretty good. We'll take it. I don't plan to take anything, but do I want to go ahead and drop this? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Alright. Onward and upward. Almost done. So because everything we had done thus far on this account was done on boosted characters, right? Because we boosted both the 0-0 character and the story playthrough character, which I had no like qualms with, because I mean, honestly, like, leveling in Guild Wars 2 these days is like, it's fine experience. I don't think it's like bad. I don't think it's bad experience for new players or anything, but really kind of irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. It's the tutorial, right? People say that, and I agree with it. I think it's a fair assessment. Alright, so by the time we get to ore, we should be level 80, I would think. Are they doing triple trouble? I bet they are. Or they're doing riffs. It'd be kind of sad if 2 tags were doing riffs. Nah, they're getting ready for triple trouble. Sadly, we do not have time for triple trouble. That would be great to knock it out on this count. It really would be cool. We get those achievement points. That would be a great way to get a number of achievement points. Like, probably a whole mess of them. But I do not have... In fact, I really only have a few minutes here left. Let's get to level 80, though, before we call it a day. That should be easy enough to do. We already accomplished the primary thing I want to do today, which is just kind of set the table for our return to 0-0. Lay down some goals, very achievable, easy goals, tangible. We should be able to chunk away at them a little bit at a time. And I think probably this second session of 0-0 will come in roughly in the same ballpark in terms of playtime as the first. I bet you another 100 hours. I mean, we could, let's put it in, we'll put in like party chats. Across this account, 274 hours. So I bet before we hit 400, we will have achieved all these goals. Oh man, we're not gonna be able to do any damage to this guy with. Fortunately, this what is this, Weaver? No, Daredevil. Daredevil's gonna do the damage for us, and we're just gonna kind of pretend that we're doing something. Thanks, Daredevil. I was not a worthy opponent because I'm in like level 10 armor with like level 5 weapons. Alright, what do we need? 1/3 of an experience bar. Not even that. 1/4. Easy peasy. What's going on down here? Is the Quaddle happening at the same time as Triple Trouble? No, that's something else. Okay. It is a Friday afternoon. Maybe there's some guild events going on. Something like that. Who can say? Who can say? I mean, in fairness, Tyrius Phyrexia could say. But I don't want to take the time to ask. It's just not that important. Now this is where the ability to go underwater with our skimmer would be like real nice. Because there is a waypoint like right here-ish. There it is. And zipping down there on our skimmer would have saved us. Did I say sky scale? I meant skimmer. Would have saved us some trouble with the crate and whatnot. Would have made that much faster. But it won't take long to get that. That should be pretty easy. Honestly, I'll see how much, because we got a number of mastery points for Path of Fire, but also those are also going to apply to Roller Beetle. So do we actually have enough Path of Fire mastery points? The answer is probably, actually, no. As many as it may look like, oh, I should probably watch where I'm driving. As many as it may look like we have, I doubt we actually have enough on Path of Fire. That's probably the one where we're going to need them the most. Obviously, End of Dragons, we have a bunch. You know, when it comes to meeting our goals, what were we at? Like 210? So seeing the remaining unused mastery points that we have would give us a really good idea. If it doesn't, if we add that 210, it doesn't reach 300, then we know that we're going to need more mastery points in general. That we're going to need to farm them from somewhere, regardless of which expansion or which content it is, right? Oh, for crying out loud. Go up the hill. I'm running out of time here. We're close. You know what? Oh, no, we don't have the weapons to do it.
We lose here. What happens back there?
You want adventure. You should have stayed home.
Alright, this should do right here. Yep. Nice. Alrighty. So this is where we're going to wrap it up to... What? What just happened here? Ah. Because we got an obsidian shard. It added to the collection for every single legendary weapon. So I do think it's cool that they added, like, a collection. Just kind of show progress on legendaries. I think that was a good idea. This happening is a weird thing, though. Anyway, okay. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up right here because I got something that I need to go do basically immediately. But when we come back, we're going to continue with our 0-0. And we have some goals we're going to pursue. We're going to start chasing now that we got a Revenant level 80. We're going to start chasing. Oh, not 210, 192. How many extras we got? 31, 46, 60, 70, 72. 79. Yeah, nowhere close. So we're definitely going to need more mass points somewhere. All right. Anyway, we got a Revenant level 80 now, so we can start chasing that Revenant armor. And start chasing some of those master points. Start chasing some skins. And we'll start paying attention to the AP. But I think that's going to be one of the last things we look at. So I look forward to you guys joining me next time as we get back into our 0-0 playthrough with 0-0 the zeroing. Thank you very much.